Incredible games from both teams last night. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Friday. We'll get to that in just a moment, but I'm Brooke Hash, joined by meteorologist Mallory Schnell, talking about this severe weather that's really going to be happening while most of us are asleep, and that's what's concerning.
Yes, round one will be late tonight, so we're talking after about 2 a.m., more so 4 a.m. for many of us, through about sunrise tomorrow. That's round one. Then we have round two Saturday afternoon and evening. So Friday night through Saturday night, that entire time frame is weather impact alerted here due to the potential for high winds and heavy rainfall due to those strong storms. And you do just want to stay weather alert. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings, especially if we do have any kind of overnight warnings in place across the area. But right now, if you are heading out to lunch on this Friday afternoon, it's another nice day. We have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We've really been seeing just a mix of sun and clouds in here. A band of clouds, a band of sunshine. That's been the case throughout your Friday. Temperatures warming up really nicely. We're at 73 degrees in Louisville, 72 in Shepherdsville, basically upper 60s and low 70s all across Kentuckiana. And high temperatures today will be likely the warmest of this week and therefore the warmest of the year so far. We are looking to tie or break some daily records as highs climb 25 degrees above normal for this time of year. That means most of us will be warming into the lower 80s this afternoon. It will be warm. It will be progressively windier as well. Right now we are dealing with wind gusts up to around 20, maybe 25 miles per hour. And as we head into this evening, we could start to have gusts. This is outside of the thunderstorms, 40 miles per hour possible. That's why we do have a wind advisory in place from 5 o'clock this evening through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. But as I mentioned, round one rolls in tonight. We have round two tomorrow. We'll be talking much more about the timing and impacts coming up in just a bit.
And we are talking about that possibility of hail and isolated tornadoes. We want you to stay weather aware all night long and into the morning. So download the free WHAS11 app where you can track severe weather using our radar. We have learned the man killed in a Middletown shooting Wednesday was a retired Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy, and the man behind bars charged with his murder is his son. Our Alexander Goldberg and photojournalist Gabby DeGeorge take us inside the investigation.
So there was a controlled detonation here.
Controlled detonation right here under the guy's car.
A damaged and blistered car, parts of it hanging off after the LMPD bomb squad detonated a suspicious package in a Middletown neighborhood after 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Detonating what police described as a suspicious package after a man is shot and killed.
That's from where they detonated the bomb from the bomb squad. We were all in the clubhouse, and of course we felt the large boom.
That's the explosion Lonnie Thurman felt on Wednesday evening. It happened hours after this man, 65-year-old John McQuillan, was shot dead. He retired from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office in 2021. Police looking for the suspect found this box truck and the suspicious package they destroyed that led to the boom that shook the quiet condo neighborhood of Swan Point.
The only thing that happens in this neighborhood is the car gets broken into every now and then.
I was very surprised. Very surprised. Did not expect that here.
We learned the victim, who neighbors say went by Tommy McQuillan, was a Jefferson County Reserve deputy for over 10 years.
He came in some of our dinners that we go to each week, and so a lot of people liked him. He was a very well-liked guy from what, we knew the short time that we've met him. So,
in a twist, 42-year-old Brandon McQuillan was arrested Wednesday morning. The police citation says he had an AR-15, is a convicted felon, and he had a protective order filed against him by John McQuillan. Court documents confirm the two had EPOs against one another.
It's a very sad situation. We are a very, very close community.
Thurman is the president of the Swan Point Association, the one who had to call McQuillan's girlfriend.
And I had to call her and wake her up to give her this sad news. At the time, he had not passed away yet, but then I think the police officers came and informed her that he had.
Police say the investigation is still active and at Swan Point returns to serenity. Evidence of the tragedy lingers on Winter Springs Court.
And Brandon McQuillan is in jail on $1 million bond. This video just from a few hours ago. He'll be in court March 21st. We've also learned of other violent offenses in his past, and you can read up on those on our website, WHAS11.com. St. Paul's German Evangelical Church on East Broadway is slated for emergency demolition. The structure was severely damaged by a fire in October and has since been declared legally abandoned. City inspectors said the building is unstable, unsafe, and a danger to the public, with some pushing for its demolition. But today, members of the Louisville Historical League came out to call for the building's preservation as part of the city's history.
Owner is asking for us, the taxpayers, to demolish this building, and that's not how things should work. This property is also protected under the Metro Landmarks Commission and cannot be torn down without due diligence, proper assessment, and review. We're asking for emergency stabilization instead of demolition.
The 188-year-old church is owned by Kentucky Medical Center Hotel, LLC. That's a subsidiary of a Utah-based real estate group. City officials said repeated attempts to contact them since that fire have been unsuccessful. President Donald Trump is doubling down on his trade war, even as financial markets continue to plummet and consumers face higher prices. Wednesday, President Trump promised to place a 200% tariff on wine and champagne from Europe after he imposed sweeping 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel imports. The response from Wall Street was swift. The Dow Jones dropped 500 points for the first time in 2 years as the S&P closed down 10% from a recent peak. But President Trump refuses to budge.
We've been ripped off for years, and we're not going to be ripped off anymore. No, I'm not going to bend at all.
Economists warn the Trump trade policies will soon have a significant impact on American consumers with higher prices. The Wall Street Journal reported consumer angst at all income levels, saying signs of weakness are showing up in spending on everything from basics to luxuries. Local small businesses are already worried about how they'll be impacted by the aluminum tariffs, especially those reliant on canning.
Really does put us in a state of distress. Business thrives on continuity.
And one of those concerned businesses is Against the Grain. The brewery produces its own beers along with products for companies across the U.S. at its warehouse in Portland. Owners told us their aluminum supplier isn't sure of how the new tariffs will impact their canning, but they are already seeing a rift with retailers.
My company recently got communication from our Canadian importer that they're going to pause business with us. Well, that hurt. And that has a trickle-down effect to our employees and to our supply chain as well. So it's dramatic.
Against the Grain says it may have to change prices within 6 months should those tariffs continue. The United States Postal Service is cutting its workforce by 10,000 workers. That's according to the Postmaster General. Now, it's part of a deal made up of USPS and the Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. In a letter to Congress, the Postmaster said the agency's current business model is unsustainable, with $200 billion in losses projected. The deal aims to cut employees over the next month through a voluntary retirement program. USPS currently employs 635,000 people.